Yo, what is going on, you guys? It's your boy King Sanders Picks here, and we are back with another day of sports betting. I'm sorry for anyone that actually watched my video and followed along with it as of yesterday, April 19th. Truthfully, I have no idea how I ended up. So I may have had a positive day, maybe have had a negative day, just for the mere fact that I just don't bet on Sundays. It's just a kind of like a superstition type of thing. I just don't bet on Sundays. Just a thing that I do. No necessary, no real reason for it. But I was on a burner, so it was about 6 days in a row that I had positive days. So I just wanted, just in case if anybody was out there and wanting to have any of my picks, just for that specific day, I said, you know what, I'll throw up a quick video. So I went through a lot of the games really fast. There was a lot of games going on yesterday, and I wasn't really sure, what the best bets were as of yesterday. I put in a lot of my predictions, and as a Bulls fan, I was so wrong about the Bulls. And they actually beat the Celtics outright yesterday, rather than just covering. They actually beat them outright. So, but anyway, you guys aren't here for that. You guys are here for today's picks. So I'm gonna go ahead and start. There is only 5 games on today's slate. 5 games. And it is Monday, April 20th. So happy 420 to anyone that celebrates it. I do not participate, but I do respect the holiday. So, this first game is Charlotte Hornets at the New York Knicks. Let's take a look at the injury report. I actually saw that LaMelo Ball will probably be back within the next week or so. Devontae Graham is listed as questionable, so keep an eye out on Devontae Graham, because if he's in, I do feel like they are just a way better team with him in the lineup. And then let's take a look at New York as well. New York actually played. No, they didn't play yesterday. They played 2 days ago, and it went to overtime with New Orleans, and they ended up winning. Alec Burks is out for whatever illness he has, but that's the only real injury news. So let's take a look here. So New York is 5.5-point favorites. With a 210 and 209.5 total. So it's going to be a low scoring game, which makes me very hesitant to say that I think that New York is going to win by 6 or more. I feel like that's a very reasonable line. I really do. But I just feel like, I don't know. This one's going to be a tough one. This one's going to be a tough one for me, because if you guys have been watching my videos, I love to bet on New York. New York has been killing it this year. They are overwhelmingly, underrated. A lot of people just kind of blow them off. Oh, they're still the Knicks. But they have played very well this year. I want to take that 5.5 so bad. But the thing is Charlotte has kept it close with a lot of good teams. Other than Cleveland, but they've kept it very close, and I have a feeling that last second they will get a backdoor cover and it'll end up ruining it. So, but I am going to go against my gut on this one. I'm going to go against my gut. New York has been on a very good winning streak, so they're on a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 game win streak, and right before that they had just lost to Boston by 2. So they're on a 6 game right now. They're looking to make that 7 against a Charlotte Hornets team who doesn't have their starting point guard, or whatever you want to call LaMelo Ball. I guess he plays at the 3. He's like a point forward. I don't even know. That lineup is so wonky anyway. And then with Devontae Graham as a scorer, he might be out as well. I think I'm going to take New York minus 5.5. On Barstool if they have it. I think that's going to be my bet for that. Next game is Brooklyn Nets at New Orleans. I want to see if the superstars are out. So, yeah, I saw Kevin Durant got injured in the last game that I bet him, of course. he gets injured right at the beginning of the game, so he's going to be out. James Harden's going to be out, and we have seen oftentimes that even though Kyrie has been absolutely killing it, and has been absolutely going crazy, um, he by himself, he's just not necessarily able to like do it very often. Um, he puts up tremendous numbers, but he hasn't been able to get the team wins that they would need um, when it comes to like something like this. So I mean, he put up 20 points, and he had 4 rebounds, 9 assists, but they did end up losing. I'll give you another example is the game against Philadelphia. Kyrie had 37, 9, and 3, and they lost. So he's putting up these crazy numbers, but he's just not able to win. But I gotta be honest, this is a crazy situation where, once again, I think I'm gonna go against my gut. I feel like New Orleans should win by more than 2.5. I want to check their injury reports, see if they have anyone. So it just looks like James Johnson, and then Nickeil Alexander-Walker, who we knew was going to be out. So they still have Lonzo, still have Eric Bledsoe, still have Zion, still have Brandon Ingram, still have Steven Adams. And you guys know I love betting on New Orleans. I do. But I'm taking Brooklyn today. If you can get them at 3.5, I think that's a steal. I may take money line because plus 130 would be nice. But I think for this game, just because Kyrie loves to keep it close, I do think that I'm just going to take the spread on this one. I feel like that's probably the best bet, just to make sure I at least get my money back. The next game is Orlando at Atlanta. Atlanta is 12.5 point and 13 in some books point favorites. I want to check to see if everyone's back. So Gallinari is out for sure. Tony Snell is out. Cam Reddish is out. I think it's DeAndre Hunter. And then Chris Dunn is out as well. But a lot of those we already knew. The only one we didn't know was Gallinari, but it's because he switches it up literally all the time. But yeah. So let's see. So it looks like not a whole lot going on here other than Gallinari, who's a really big scorer for that team. But Orlando, let's see if they have any injuries. So Terrence Ross is out for sure. Excuse me. Michael Carter-Williams is out. James Ennis is out. Otto Porter Jr. is out. So it is literally just this roster right here. Exactly what they have is Cole Anthony, Gary Harris, Chuma Okeke, Dwayne Bacon, and Wendell Carter Jr. So it's kind of a tough situation here. 12.5 or 13 is a very large number to cover, and Atlanta is not really known for like blowing out teams. Anytime that they win, it's a close one. So 5 here, 4 here, 12, but that's against Chicago, so it doesn't even count. But they did end up blowing out New Orleans. They beat Golden State by 6. They did end up blowing out New Orleans twice, actually. And then the Spurs went into overtime. So I guess anytime that they're playing New Orleans, just go ahead and bet Atlanta. But no, in all seriousness, though, I do think that 12.5 is a little bit too big of a number. If I had to pick a side here, I do think I would go Orlando. Even though that team is absolutely atrocious and absolutely terrible, they've actually kept games pretty close. I mean, this game was against Houston, so I don't even count that. But they lost by 11. They actually beat Chicago outright. Surprise, surprise. They lost by 23, I guess. But these were like really good teams. And then against Indiana, they only lost by 5. Washington here, they lost by 15. So they definitely they have some pieces here that show me that 12.5 just might be a little bit too big. but I don't think I'm going to bet this game. I think that line's just a tad bit too big for me, and I'm not a huge fan of it. Next game is Minnesota Timberwolves versus the Sacramento Kings. Oh my goodness, it's going to be an absolute crapshoot. Karl-Anthony Towns is listed as probable. Keep your eye on that, because if he's in, I do think that would be that would help out a lot. Sacramento Kings, they're out. Or Richaun Holmes is questionable, and Woodard's questionable. So let's see. This one's kind of a tough one, but I do think that Minnesota is going to cover that plus 3.5. Just because, I don't know. Both teams are so bad. Both teams are absolutely atrocious. But I do feel like Minnesota. See, they beat Miami here. They ended up losing to Milwaukee and Brooklyn, but they beat Chicago. And they're beating a lot of the bad teams. And last time these teams played, Minnesota won by 10. Yeah, so any of the bad teams, they're actually winning. And Sacramento has just been on an absolute losing streak. Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So literally a 9-game losing streak right there. I don't know. Am I able to see before that? Yeah, so 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, shoot. Sorry. Past results. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, so that is where it ends. So, but they are a pretty streaky team. They won 4 or 5 straight, lost 9 straight. But no, I do think that was just a kind of a fluke. I do think that Minnesota will cover that 3.5 today. It'll at least be close. And if you can get it at 4.5, I really like that. On DraftKings, I like that a lot. So I'd be taking something like that for sure. The last game here is the Clippers and Portland. The Clippers are 8.5-point favorites. I think Dame Lillard is still out. Yeah, so he's out. Nurkic is out. And other than that, they have the rest of their team. So 8.5 is probably right where they should be. When it comes to that line, is Kawhi Leonard playing? Yeah, he's playing. Okay, so the only 2 people out are P-Bev and Serge Ibaka. So it's a tough one here. It's a very tough one, because I want so bad to bet on the Clippers. Excuse me. I want so bad to bet on the Clippers, but the thing is, like, if you take a look at their last couple of games, like, they lost to Philadelphia. They kept it super close with Detroit. They beat Indiana by 11, I guess. They beat Detroit again by only 7. They did blow out Houston, rightfully so. They won by 10, I guess. Yeah. It's kind of a tough trend here. But I do think 8.5 is probably right where it should be. It's just a matter of if... Yeah, it's just going to be a matter of if the... Oh my god, I can't talk. If the Trailblazers, if they do actually decide to, like, you know, kick it into playoff mode, if they do decide to play, like, real deal basketball, I think that they can keep it close. But in all honesty, I think this is going to be one I'm going to go with my gut on. And I think I am going to take the Clippers minus 8.5. So, let's go ahead and do a recap. I know that video was pretty long for only 5 games, so I'll go ahead and wrap it up real quick. So, the first game that I like, actually, I'll go with my favorite play of the day. Favorite play of the day, I think, is going to be Brooklyn plus 2.5. I will probably bet like a unit and a half on it. The next game that I really like is Minnesota plus 3.5. So those are my 2 favorite picks. Then after that would probably be New York minus 5.5. They've just been absolutely killing it this year. And then if you want to add on a fourth one, I think that the Clippers -8.5 is a pretty good pretty good bet as well. So that is going to wrap it up for me, you guys. If you guys did enjoy, make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, and turn on that notification bell so you guys know whenever I post. If you guys did end up tailing me on any of these bets, let me know down below. Let me know down below which one you tailed me on. But other than that, I will catch you guys tomorrow as of 4/21. So as of right now, this is King Sanders signing out. Peace.